Hello, and welcome everybody. Hi there. What have I got there? Strap hanging out somewhere where it shouldn't. Hello and welcome. We have got a few people who are going to join us or who are trying to at the moment. So if you can hear me, please let me know while we wait for everyone to come on. We've got a few people who have been patiently waiting there in the chat. Hello. We're live at Cavy Central, Guinea Pig Rescue. And for those of you that have landed on this channel, I am Lynn, and I run Cavy Central. Can you hear me, guys? Let me know. Hello, Paradox. Hello, Mandy. Hi, Crazy Lazy Piggies. Hello, Kathy from Ipswich. Hi, Poppy, Nugget, and Smokey. Hello. Good to see you all. We have got some special guests coming on tonight who have been trying to get through. And just give me a moment. We'll see if we can get them connected. Because we'll just try now. We'll see if we can get them in. They're all trying. And we're going to chat about volunteering tonight. So just while we're waiting for people to join us and while we have them come on, I have a question for everyone here in the chat. What do you think this is? It is not a baby carrot. So have a little guess at what this is and why it's important, because you need to know about it. So can everyone see that there? Pop it up high, like a mini tiny carrot. Okay, see if you can pop that into the comments there while we just get these technicalities worked out. Okay. There we go. A few little messages going out. Hey, hello, my gorgeous sister. Level my feet at level. Yes. Oh, so I was thinking, what feed sound? Yes, quite right. This is a level in your water bottle. It's actually in the water bottle. Oh, I've got messages popping up here everywhere. Hold on. Let me get rid of some of those. There we go. So it is a water float. That's right. And so it actually tells you whether your water bottle from a distance still has water contained in it or not. And as we get closer into the hot months, a lot of people tend to think their bottle has got water in it naturally. But if the float can't be seen, then it probably is empty. So you need to attend to it. So that's the importance of it. But the other thing is you need to change it every day anyway. And sometimes in the summer heat, the ambient temperature around the water bottle makes it heat up so much that it's only 3 or 4 degrees lower than the air temperature. So, yes, it serves a few purposes, but that's one of those you need to know. So give me a moment. And strange. This link is not working for people. Let's give it another go. Just going to pop this down. Guys, for those of you that are looking at the link that I've just popped into the chat, some of our volunteers are going to come on and chat with us tonight. And they're trying. Let's see if that one. go. They're just going to try that link. So guys, if you can see the link down in the chat, try that one and then we'll bring you on. Very, very strange occurrence. What's my goodness? Let's get rid of that. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining us this evening. And we have got, here we go. Justin has joined us. Justin, we'll bring him up onto the screen. Suzanne is coming. We have Eleni as well, and we have Dane later on. So we have 4 people, possibly 5, going to pop in for a bit of a chat on volunteering, what it's like to be a volunteer. So first one in is actually Justin. Justin, you hear me okay? We might try and bring you on the screen. Can you actually hear me? If you nod your head, I can see. If you can. You can. Okay, let's see if we can bring Justin on.
Okay. Oh, yep, very close.
Justin!
Hey!
Whoa. Hey!
Very big head.
Everybody's trying to get on.
Okay, let's see.
Welcome. And lots of you watching will know Justin from a lot of the videos and the live content days where we've been here busying around, and we all haven't actually been together since the beginning of lockdown, which was 3 months ago now. So a considerable amount of time, but we're certainly missing each other, because one of the things that occurs when you have a rescue with lots of volunteers and people coming together is the connections that we make, and they're pretty special. So hi Justin, how are you?
Yes. Hello, I'm not too bad. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
Can hear you really well. Awesome. How are you keeping? Justin has many piggies himself.
Yeah, well, as you know, one of them has their little lump, so hopefully we can sort that out today.
We'll do that later. Yep, definitely. So Justin has mainly and has had guinea pigs. How long have you owned guinea pigs, Justin?
I started in 2018, so it's been 3 years now, 3 and a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. And I guess we've known you at the rescue now for 2 years, 1.5 years, 2 years. Would it be that long? Maybe over a year. Maybe
it was over a year, but not too long over a year, I think, actually.
Not too long, no.
I think I helped June last year, so hasn't been too long.
Yeah, no, I think, earlier in the year. So, over a year, which is fantastic. Yeah. And what do you like about volunteering, or what can you shed light on with volunteering?
Obviously being able to help that many guinea pigs and helping you, because we all know how much work you have already on your hands, so it's always good to be able to feel like we can help in some way. And adoption days are always really fun, just interacting with people, just talking to other people about guinea pigs is always fun. So yeah, definitely
is. It's a great community day, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. It goes all day. Oh, it definitely goes all day. So you meet all kinds of people around the Sydney, so it's always very interesting. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Suzanne says hi.
It's a lot of fun. Suzanne, we're waiting for you to click on.
Well, I had to. It was really weird because mine wasn't working, but when I clicked the link in your comment on the YouTube channel, it worked. Yeah. So that was really a bit interesting.
Well, this is the first time we've done it this way, so we're testing out new ground here again. Linny's there. I'm on YouTube watching. I'll just message a Linny. Okay, join. Link. There we go. I've just sent her a little message. So Linny's out there as well. Hello.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so with the adoption days that we have, one of the things I love the most is seeing the volunteers together and the community that we have, and just working as a team, which is really great because it's all for the welfare of the animals, which is fantastic. And then on top of that, the people that we meet, it's really like it's a massive enjoyable day, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. And you always see it's always good to know, guinea pigs are going to good homes and getting updated on them. Sometimes when they come back for health checks, that's always good because I remember some of them sometimes. So that's always fun.
That's right. And you reconnect with the people as well because you've seen them before and they know you. And we've had a lot of people here on the chat say, "Oh, there's Justin. It's good to see Justin back there." And the video that actually went up this morning was filmed maybe 8 months ago, a while ago.
I recognize the
So I
title.
don't
Yeah,
know, Justin, if
is
you've
that the
even seen that.
Bumblefoot one?
Yeah.
I saw the
Yes, it
thumbnail,
is.
so I remember
Yeah.
the foot.
Yeah.
I
So
definitely
there's
remember
a
the
whole
foot.
series of those that are about to come out, and it's
Mm.
taken that long to sort of get to catching up. So it's a little bit of a story to it, and Justin knows where we're going with that. Hello, we've got Alinny joining us here as well.
Hey.
Alinny, I'll try and get you on the screen. Let's do this. Here we go. We're going to have Alinny. Yes.
There we go.
Hello.
Hey.
Welcome. Welcome. Can we hear you? Oh, no sound. Okay. Let's see if we've got a mic. See if you test your mic.
I think there's a setting at the bottom you may be able to change input.
Yeah.
So I think at the bottom, the arrow, if you choose the input for your webcam, maybe it should work.
Is that working? I'll let Eleni play with that for a minute. Hi, Kathy. Kathy asks, have we got crazy guinea pig lady shirts? Not yet, but we should do that. Absolutely. we need them. There's a few things actually about to come out, and Justin's actually seen some of them before, but through everything that's happened over the last few months, I haven't progressed with that, but we're at the stage now where I'm about to let everyone know. So
Seen
there
a bit
are
of the prototypes.
Yes, so they're all done, which is fantastic. I've
that's
got to
good.
get my skates on and get them available to everyone.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I can hear you.
I heard you a little bit.
Little
Yeah,
bit, yeah.
you might need to turn your volume up a little bit or down. I'm not sure which way. Suzanne, we just need you to come on in. Dang's coming in at some point. Dang's actually out and about for a little bit. He'll catch us a bit later. And Alini actually has some piggies with her at the moment, but I think they may have found a home with you. Is that right? I'm not sure. Yay! Very good.
Okay,
yes,
perfect.
We can hear you really well.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
I don't know if we're gonna give them back. We're in love with them.
Foster fails. I've done that.
It's really good to see
So
you.
I jumped from 2 to 5 now.
Oh, very good.
Oh.
But it's okay because my partner is helping a lot. I think the cleaning is the one that takes me longer. So my partner is helping a lot. Then he said like he's committed. If we get all 5, he will help out. So here we go.
Okay.
I think we're getting them.
Oh my goodness, that's very exciting because they have 3 different backgrounds, 3 different stories, and yeah, they've certainly got a fantastic home if they end up staying. But I guess that's one of the dangers of volunteering as well, is that you may fall in love with some of them. That's more a foster caring role, but fall in love with them, and then of course they've found a home, so your herd grows a bit. So.
I think you fall in love with so many in the end of the day. Like even when we go to like on adoption days, you see so many that are quite different in terms of personality, and you get to know the personality. And when you get to know the personality, that's when you fall in love.
Yeah, definitely. We were just talking about the adoption days that we've missed them. It's all been a while since we've had them.
Oh yes, that's true.
For those people who've joined us, we've been in lockdown for 3 months, so they may not be aware that Sydney's been in that place. But yeah, it's been a shame. It's been a very solo time. For sure.
How's the shelter going during this time? And you haven't had any volunteering coming up to help you out. How is it going, like in terms of work and stuff?
No. Just me and gloves. So I've been taking care of. So we've kept them all really well. So they're all ready to find homes. We have about 100 here. We've had a few emergency cases come in. Some of those I've sort of let people know on the Facebook page, but not here on YouTube, like the ones that were dumped down at Camden. We had another big rescue that was actually, it occurred about 2 weeks ago, where it looked like a large number would come here, but it didn't occur. So, yeah, I can't say too much about that, but certainly some of the animals from there were rescued. So, yeah, but we've had a few instances like that. A few people that have had to do urgent surrenders because they've got to move, like we've got a lady moving this weekend. We've had different things like that. So we've just, kept the flow, which is good, and kept it busy. So we've got, so I'm just looking here at questions in the stream. Oh, everyone loves a foster fail, says Suzanne. The foster success.
I've sent Suzanne a link on message, so hopefully she can try to connect on her phone. If you're getting it, Suzanne.
Yeah, for me, it worked that I opened YouTube, and then I got the link that Lynn posted on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So the link on the YouTube
Suzanne,
comment
can you take
better.
a copy of? Yeah, click on that at the top, and then can join. I'm not sure why that other one.
I've tried to copy the link and I sent it to her by an SMS. Hopefully she can click on that and try.
Jake, hello.
If my number's correct.
Paradox says, Lynn, I found a guinea pig that is up for sale on Facebook Marketplace. It looks like one that needs to be rescued, though. Where can you send the link? Okay. Paradox, are you here in Sydney? Because it's no point if we're rescuing an animal in the Philippines or something like that. So I'm assuming you're in Sydney. If you are, you can email me on admin.
Ghost food.
Actually, I'll put it here. We'll do it
Ghost food. Isn't that Central Coast?
Gosford, yeah, it's further up.
Did you just write Gosford? Oh, it's in Gosford. Yes. Oh, you're only half an hour away. Easy. Just message me after. What's Central Coast? Yeah, if you can, someone write my email in there for me, which is admin@guineapigstuff.com, and Paradox, just send me a message through after, and we can.
Are
look
you doing
at that.
it, Justin?
Yep.
There's actually a group of them.
Typed it correctly.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, there's another group of them that I most likely will go out and see tomorrow. They seem to have been dumped. So there's another little group that we're dealing with. So there's a few things happening. We can't take in massive numbers because the shelter's pretty full as it is. But we will recommence with adoptions very soon, and hopefully at the end of the month. So not too far away, which is great. We're going in on Saturday. So Tamsin will be here on Saturday. So we're starting to sort of get back into doing a few things slowly, and we'll step into it easily because we want to make sure that all these guys are safe and we don't jeopardize anything here for anyone in terms of anyone's health. I know. Kylie says, hooray for the adoption days. I know, can't wait. Hi, Afiti. Is it Elifiti? Elifiti? Maybe someone else can have a guess at that name.
I think you're doing well there, Lynn.
I'm sure I'm not pronouncing it right. You're in Turkey. I don't know. Alafitil, I'm not sure.
I think Suzanne's connected. She just needs to be added to the broadcast now.
Oh, right. Okay. You are. Yes. Hold on.
I'm
Suzanne.
here.
Hey,
welcome.
Suzanne.
Hello. You're here.
Oh, you
Hey,
welcome.
Here I am. Woohoo!
Hey, it's wider screen now.
I'm sitting in front of my guinea pig.
You've made it. Yes.
I made it.
You can see
Hello,
that?
everyone.
You did. Hooray. Everybody,
Thank you,
this is
Justin.
Suzanne, another one of our amazing volunteers.
That's right.
And I'm in front of my guinea
It's good to
pigs.
see you here.
Except they're not coming out.
Oh,
My guinea pigs
they're
are hiding.
Yeah.
Even though there's fresh wheatgrass there for them,
doesn't
they're
surprise
still hiding.
I'm sure they've had ample supply because we haven't had any come in here in months. So they must be so full of wheatgrass, your lovely wheatgrass.
Yes, I'm limiting them to a little punnet a day, though. It is very rich for them.
They could certainly plough through it quickly.
Oh, my goodness gracious, they certainly can. What I was going to say about volunteering is that it's important to make a commitment to always be able to turn up, of course, unless something happens in your life that prevents you. So it's not a turn up when you don't want to go to the beach. It's a turn up when you need it. So it is a commitment, but it's very rewarding.
Thank you. What do you think, guys, is the most rewarding aspect of volunteering for you as volunteers?
For me, it's learning. I've learned so much.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's being in contact with the animals and you know that you're doing the best for them. I think that feeling, it's probably like what drives me through, and also what drives me through to become a vegetarian, maybe one day vegan. So I think all of that worked out together for where I want to be. So yeah, definitely the contact with the animal, and of course you get to know a lot of people, and meeting you, Lynn and Justin and Suzanne, like everyone is just so kind of like really nice. Yeah.
Have you fooled?
Yeah,
Hi,
no,
Maggie.
like I
Quite a
said, it's
team,
always
quite a
it's
team.
always good to be able to meet different people, and always, like I said, just talking about guinea pigs to some degree, spreading more about guinea pigs, because like we all know, guinea pigs are kind of misunderstood in outside of our community, really. So I think it's really good to have that opportunity for people to see.
Yeah.
Like whenever I mention to my friends, like I sometimes help out at a guinea pig rescue, and they're like, there's a rescue just for guinea pigs? And it's like, yeah, definitely. It's rare. Like there's only one in New South Wales specifically, but there is, because there's just that much of a need. And when I tell them how many is in the rescue at a time, they're like, wow, really? Like people just don't know. So I think like Lynn doing these YouTube videos is always good too, spreading it out. So definitely getting the information out there is also really good.
Yeah, awesome.
Very much so, yes.
I hope with these Tuesday chats that I've started that we can cover lots of topics and have lots of interaction with different people on here. So I've got a few things planned, but for anyone watching, I'd love you also to put comments down below as to what you might like to find on a Tuesday. I thought this is sort of midweek, it's mid-flow, and it's something that we may be able to keep going if, when we start the adoption days again as well, because they're a pretty big deal when we have those adoption days.
What I find very
We're
helpful,
flat out the entire time.
what I find very helpful as well, like sometimes, of course, you post all those videos on YouTube and issues with guinea pigs, but every time you're discovering something new when it comes to guinea pigs, like now I have one guinea pig that she was Poppy, so she was with a bladder issue. She had infection all over her bladder, so and it's just like I thought she had a stone and it just came up it was a UTI, like completely different thing, and she's still taking antibiotics and she's still going to the vet. So yeah, just every time there is something new to learn, and they're such a sensible animals that if you don't check them very often, and if you don't pay attention on the habits, like you can lose them in a matter of like day or two because they're so sensible.
Yeah, they are very, very sensitive. There's a really interesting one of those videos coming out tomorrow morning. So just to give you a heads up, I filmed it in the middle of the night, and I think you'll hear me even saying, years ago, I would never in a million years have imagined I would be putting a video out on this topic ever. So yeah, it's It's an interesting one. So 6:30 in the morning, that'll be out. But it's one of those. Oh, we've lost someone.
Suzanne?
Someone's dropped out. Suzanne,
Yep.
you've dropped out. Might be reception. Just rejoin the link,
Yeah,
Suzanne.
fine.
But yeah, it'll be an interesting one tomorrow morning, and people can enjoy that. But it's I guess sharing the knowledge that we have is the only way. Well, not the only way. It's the fastest way I could ever make an impact to these animals around the world, because we can, we could write a book, we could have that available, but when it really comes down to it, a lot of people want to just get immediate information in the way that they normally do, and by having it in video platforms, they can access it straight away. They can search for what they want and find the answer quickly, which could save the life of an animal.
Definitely.
Welcome back. Welcome back. So yeah, I just find it's a helpful way for people to maybe learn. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I definitely agree with that.
But yeah, for a lot of people that don't know, with our adoption days, they're a very long day, and we usually end up over time, because while we have people bringing their guinea pigs in for health checks, quite often we'll get guinea pigs that are more severe or have, like the little fellow this morning, Jefferson. He came to meet a friend, and they didn't realize the issues that he had, and it was Justin who was helping them at the time and said, "Hey Lynn, can you look at this?" And we saw those issues and we started to treat him. He was far too unwell to meet a friend at that point. But so some of those appointments, they take longer than the time we allocate, but by the end of the day, we're often trying to catch up. But people seem to really enjoy the day and the gathering, and I guess they see the craziness of what we have to get through in making it work. And then when it finishes, people go home. We generally take a little bit of a break, but we have the whole reverse happening where we're putting them away, and it then goes on longer than the actual adoption day. So it's a big deal. So I appreciate all of you as volunteers. Absolutely.
Oh,
Thanks,
we
Lynn.
wish we could do more, actually, but yeah.
Always.
Thank everyone, because it's a team.
Yep.
A lot of people too that
Yep.
are volunteers that aren't here with us now, so that thank you extends to all of them. So Chantel out there, and we have Dang who'll drop on later. We have so many more that won't be here chatting tonight. And I think, Suzanne, are you still able to do some adminning in the chat? You might need to.
Suzanne, I'm not sure if we can hear you. I can't hear you, at least.
I don't think we can.
Okay.
No, I think your
No.
sound is gone. It might be a reception.
Okay.
I know we had an issue last week when we were chatting with Oscar. He was in a poor reception area and it kept dropping out.
Okay.
So it might be that. Yeah.
Another thing about the adoption days, that not only you provide the adoption day, but you also provide the health check, which is the main thing as well. Like, lots of people don't even come to adopt any guinea pig, but sometimes just to make sure that they have free access, because some people might not even be able to afford a vet, because vet for guinea pigs, they're not cheap at all. So I don't know, like around the world, but in Australia they're not very cheap. So if you just can show your guinea pig to someone and guide you through, or maybe help somehow, it's just so much, like, it's just so good for the guinea pig, like the life of the guinea pig in general.
Yes. Yeah. There's a lot of people don't have access to vets. If we look at Camden Vet, they're an exotic vet. They've been closed for 3 months because of COVID and what's going on there. So a lot of other vets were only seeing people within their LGA, which made it very difficult if you wanted to see an expert in a field. So it's been a bit of a struggle. And then financially, you've got all those costs that you've mentioned as well. People are often struggling, and you wonder, through their mind, whether they're wondering if. Sorry, Suzanne's just messaged
Sorry,
me.
I'm reading the comments. Suzanne said I'm starting to cough anyways.
Oh, just there we go.
We should
There,
probably catch
okay.
up on the
All right.
comments.
There we go. Just trying to catch up on there.
So is
Let's
it
turn my
different?
phone on silent, so it keeps ringing off in the background. Yeah, so that with the health checks, there's lots we can do, and teaching people how to recognize things. I guess from doing the health checks, we record them, and that's information people can see on the internet and then can follow. So 90% of the issues out there with guinea pigs, you can treat yourself if you know what to do, how to do it. And that's really powerful, because a lot of people don't know where they're going wrong, and we can help with that and fix and improve the guinea pig's life. That other 10%, and in fact, I'd probably only think it's 5%, even down to that, need high level help with. So, there may be a portion of, 5% being the really serious things like cancers and, very serious surgical issues. So that means that for the broader amount of common things that can occur, a vet is able to prescribe antibiotics, not necessarily an exotic vet. So if you only have one vet available to you and you know the sort of antibiotics, or you have an idea about what's going on, it can help guide them as well, so that they can help the guinea pig. So I guess the more people get involved in learning about these animals, and that extends to the professional area as well, that the health of these animals will improve. So
I
yeah,
think
we just have to
Suzanne's
share
back
that.
now.
Okay, let's have a look.
I'm
I
just
don't
reading the
think so.
comments. She said I'm here now.
No. Oh no, I think she mentioned comments now. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
she's not on the stream here.
Right, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Suzanne. Awesome. Popping in, popping out. Suzanne does a lot of our admin work when we do these lives as well, and is often kept quite busy with comments out there. So thank you for that help. Hello, Dang. Hi,
Hey,
how are you? If you click on the link at the top of this screen, Dang, you can also join us. Thanks, Suzanne. We need you. That's awesome. We had a really colourful, interesting live last week.
Oh.
Okay, so let's look at other areas that people can volunteer in. All of the volleys that we've got here on stream tonight have been here to the rescue, have helped with adoption days and some foster caring and different things. But there's also other areas that people help in, like the online aspect. With Nikita will be out there somewhere, has helped a lot with some of the admin work in contacting people. So there's lots of things and lots of ways that you can get involved with a rescue if you can't physically be at the rescue at the time of the adoption. So yeah, you always think outside the box that way. And not specifically for us here, but wherever you are in the world, there may be a rescue that you can connect with and be able to help them with the animals that they've got in their care. Here we go. I'll pop Dang on. Dang is coming on to join us. Hold on. Here we go. Dang. We can't see you yet. Hold on. We can see you on the left. Maybe turn your phone horizontally, Dang. It might be that, because it's vertically at the moment. That might be the problem. Any luck?
Oh.
No. Nope, no luck. Not sure what's... Oh, he's dropped out. He'll come back on, maybe horizontally. That could be.
How many volunteers you have it like normally, Lynn? I mean, like I understand that they go and come, but like
yeah, it's Look, over the time that we've been doing this, which is 20 years, so people like Dita, who you would not have known, we're still friends today. And in fact, Dita has recently relocated and moved down south. So through rescue, lots of volunteers I've met and stayed in contact with long term, which is really nice. So in terms of operating, when we have our adoption days, if we have 3 to 4 volunteers here, we tend to run things relatively smoothly. So we sort of need that number. In light of how we need to do things going forward, that'll be interesting, because we'll have to have more space between appointments, because as you guys know, we can attract quite a lot of people, and we need to be more concerned with that now. So yeah, in how many do we actually have? It's really who's available at the time. So, and then of course, my hubby making cups of tea in the background and son who was actually, he's been looking after the shelter help while they've all had a hand in operating. So there's probably a team of 6 maybe on those big days when you look at the end of it. Yeah. It's so yeah, it depends how big the day is going to be. Justin's been at a few that have been absolutely enormous.
I haven't been to the last few because of COVID and all, but yeah.
No, but we literally haven't stopped. And then others can be a little bit more quiet. But even when they're quiet, we have a lot of health checks. We have a lot of guinea pigs with coming in for care, like nail clips and grooming. So we've always got lots and lots on.
Yep.
Yeah. So how many volunteers do I actually have? I don't know that I can put a number on that. I would say under 20, but then when we look at foster carers and foster caring network, people that might be able to do things, Laura, another volley that's been here recently prior to this stop, this little break that we've had, Laura was here quite a bit. So, there's lots and lots of people come in and come out as and when they can, depending on what time they've got available to them. So it's it's a tricky question, that one. Got some strange questions out there.
Oh, I was thinking, I don't know how to react to some of these questions. So
yeah, I don't think we will be reacting to them.
Yes.
Good job, Suzanne. Good job. Yeah. So anyway, so I'm very grateful for all the volunteers that we do have, because without everyone connecting, it simply wouldn't happen. And it makes it work much more smoothly when we do have people helping. Dang, at the moment, if he can probably hear me, but Dang, if you try that link again, it may come back on and we can get you back in here. But he's actually foster caring for 3 piggies at the moment that we haven't actually put on the net, but they came from a case that's free ranging, and they were caught. So they were absolutely terrified and have settled down, but they need some one-on-one, just TLC and care. And Dang is doing that at the moment. So they're coming along well, which is good, but they're very frightened little guinea pigs. Paradox says, I'd love to be a volunteer, but you'll find me laying down surrounded by guinea pigs. Talk to Chantel. Chantel always gives them a personal hug and a cuddle as well. That's part of volunteering, though, isn't it? That you can do that. You can pick them up. You can.
Sometimes I just go there and there is not much to do, and I just keep petting them.
But that's what they need sometimes,
right.
There's so many at the shelter. Sometimes they need that interaction, so it's good.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah,
definitely. That interaction is really good. So that's part of it, Paradox. And
I think they want to sign up right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Just send me a message later and you can come along. In terms of the roles that we have on the adoption days, we have guinea pigs coming in and out of the shelter all the time. We have the health checks going on all the time. We have meeting and greeting people that turn up for appointments and interacting with them and putting them into their little groups and working out whether they're bringing a guinea pig to meet another one and the bonding process that goes on with that, or whether they're looking at, a pair or a trio or whatever the situation is, and then just coordinating all of it. So there's lots of little gaps of fitting in there. And then we've got items as well available that people can purchase as well, which is a whole other area. And having an accountant there was very handy for that. Justin.
Eileen is the accountant too.
Yeah, so yes, of course. Oh my goodness, of course. You've got an extra job next time. Dang,
Hey,
hello,
Dang.
we've got you. Hey, can we
Hi.
hear you?
Sorry, I had
can
tech
hear you.
difficulties.
That's okay.
Can you hear me?
We got it sorted out. We can hear you. Welcome.
Yeah, I had major
Welcome.
difficulties. Sorry, I'm here now.
That's okay. Dang, have you met Eleni and Justin?
No,
I don't know
I
whether
haven't.
you guys have been at
I
the
think I've
same
seen
time.
Dang in messages on the group,
Okay.
but I don't
Yeah.
think I've actually
Dang
met him
is
in person.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the group has been doing a lot of moderating in there for us. So again, another one of those volunteer roles, which, we need. There's so much just in social media. Like right now, Suzanne's monitoring the chat. There's so much that we just can't get to without a team of people. So yeah, welcome, Dang. Anyway, how are
Yes,
your fosters going?
My FOSS, yeah, they're good. Yeah, it's a bit of a challenge to start, but eventually they got used to it. Yeah, and Chantel saw Pumpkin the other day, so
Yes, that's right.
yeah,
So you had her in there, which is great.
yeah. She
I've
asked me to
actually got
bring it.
another one that looks like Pumpkin here as well.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh.
Hello?
I have another guinea pig in here that looks like Pumpkin,
Ah,
almost identical. They could almost be
Yeah.
sisters. Yeah.
yeah,
one of the
Pumpkin's
bad
cute.
kids,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then, do you
Excellent.
have your? So how many guinea pigs do you have at the moment in your place? Like,
I have 3 fosters, so just from Cavy Central.
yep.
So yeah, just 2 girls and 1 D-sex boy. Yeah.
Just the 3. Yeah. Dang actually had a really awful
Yeah.
situation. Are we okay to mention that, Dang? Yeah, we had, and this has occurred before. So it's probably a good message for everyone watching. But he had some guinea pigs stolen. His pets were taken. So the police were involved.
Yeah. They were stolen
But it's just an
recently.
awful situation. Yeah, it's absolutely awful. So, yeah, in the Facebook group, there are some images of them that we've shared around. If anyone spots those guinea pigs, we would definitely like to know. But devastating, utterly devastating. And
Wow.
That's,
Yeah.
so
that's horrible.
yeah, it's horrible. So you never think of things like that happening, but it's, and I've heard of it before. Like it's happened to people that I've known before as well. So it's
Wow.
awful. Yeah, truly awful.
Yeah.
So
I don't know,
so
people.
people do a lot of nasty things. They do.
Yeah.
That's so bad.
Suzanne's saying in the comments, one aspect as a volunteer is sometimes you come across a guinea pig that is a heartbreaker. What do you think? What do you think, guys? I think Eleni, you probably answered that.
Well, I definitely I had some forces that, like, you feel like they're coming and they're gonna go and find a new home. Like I had some fosters like that, and it was really nice to interact with them, and because in the shelter they don't get that much attention, which is good when you have a little like less guinea pigs. But there is always 1 or 2 that come across, and then you feel like, oh, you know what? I think I'm connected a little bit more with this one. So I think
I'm sure you can make room for them. That's always the mindset. It's always the mindset.
The only thing is like I definitely don't have any more space for
Yeah.
fostering at the moment. So they took my foster place.
That sounds about right.
It takes room, doesn't it?
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
we've got people saying, Tam, hello, out there. She's evil people in the outside world. Absolutely. There are some nasty people. But, I guess in rescue, we tend to see a lot of nasty things as well. And quite often people who have guinea pigs that are in need of rescue don't see what's actually going on until it's too late. They don't see the gap between when they started to get itchy to when they're hairless. It's that middle ground. They sort of think, oh, maybe they'll get better, or they've got incorrect advice, like use this spray instead of a mite treatment, and things go terribly wrong. So it's not that they're bad hearted, it's just that lack of information or connection can, I don't know, all goes
That's
through a
why
little.
I think it's so important for you to spread the word around, like the issues that can happen. Like you posted lately about a tick on a guinea pig. Who could
Did you
imagine a
see
tick
it?
on the guinea pig?
I know. Did you see that? It was huge. And we've had a lot of comments on that video. For anyone watching, can go and see the tick video. They're not common. They're actually not. People are saying, oh, I'd never take my guinea pigs out onto the grass. Well, they actually need to get some sunlight. They need to be able to make vitamin D. This is important. So don't be overly worried about that, because even where we have lots of ticks, it's still extremely rare. I guess coming from a wildlife perspective, possums, they have a grooming claw with two of their little digits that are closer together. And the idea is they can groom off ticks like that if they jump on them. But occasionally you'll find, and I've had a number of times where a possum is on its side, not moving, absolutely looks like it's almost unconscious, and you discover a paralysis tick on it. You take that off. Within an hour, that possum is climbing and moving around. So
Wow.
there are instances where that grooming claw just isn't enough, and they've missed it, or maybe it just took extra hold. So ticks are not common, but I guess the way we avoid that is pick your guinea pigs up every day. Pick them up, feel them, check them over, and let them have their grass. Let them do that, because they need it for sure. It was an amazing tick, and it had been well,
I remember
well
that tick. You put
sealed
it in a little
there.
jar. You put it in a little jar, and you were parading it around on the adoption day. I remember that. Because you were surprised yourself to find a tick.
No. This is
Wasn't it a different one?
No, that's a different tick video. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Go back in the last couple of days, Justin.
Okay.
This is Pork and Bun. Bun had a massive abscess when I first saw him about a year and a bit ago now. And they're coming to board over Christmas. So Bun is doing perfectly well.
No,
but
like I said, I think I was there at the adoption day when you first found it.
No, it wasn't at an
No?
adoption day. No,
Oh, okay.
no,
Never
they
mind
just
then.
arrived. They were coming in for boarding. No one was there.
Right.
My husband was there, and he can hear his voice in the background going, "Oh no!" But it supersedes the one that you're thinking of by
Oh
far.
wow. Okay.
It's
I'll
enormous.
need to watch that video then.
You need to
Wow.
watch that. That's only a couple of days out, but it's
Right.
huge, and that's a tick that has been there for 5 or 6 days and well embedded, because the crustiness that I took off around that was like the scabbiness, where the guinea pig had tried to remove it, but the tick had just buried in there, and it was going to stay until it dropped off. So not good. You definitely have to see that one. For sure.
So, Lynn, just one question. You mentioned that the guinea pigs needs vitamin D. So it's important the guinea pig to get sunlight, even though if they live in an apartment and okay.
Yeah, every 2 weeks or so. The actual guidelines recommend at least once every 2 weeks to get some natural daylight. I don't know of any test or any study that's actually been done on that, but I do know that they do need to make vitamin D, and they do that from natural sunlight. So sunlight coming in through a window may be sufficient. Again, there's no real studies on that to say yay or nay, but yeah, I would just think it's a natural part of what they need. So if you've got balcony space, you can have them there. You can nurse them in the sun. That would actually help. Jake says, "Oh, that tick was big." It was enormous, Jake. Hi, Ed Jovi. Ed Jovi. Got it right this time. Thank you. Thank you so much. Look at those comments. Yeah, that tick was enormous, and it wasn't a paralysis tick. Paralysis ticks have got a bit of a sort of a line through them. They're a light color, but they've got a line through them, but nastier than a normal tick. Yeah. Nevertheless, don't get ticks. Has anyone ever had a tick on them? Have you guys ever had a tick?
Oh,
On
yeah,
us?
lots
Yeah.
and lots.
But on me, no.
Really?
On
Oh
me,
my God,
no.
so many.
I actually
One-
haven't had any on any of my pets either, luckily. So maybe it's
Oh,
areas. I don't know.
maybe. I remember once I went to Brazil and I had a wedding. And just talking about no guinea pigs, but
No, go
we
for it.
went to like my family like fishing. So we went to this
Mm.
fishing area and there was some cows in there. Anyway, I came back and then suddenly I started seeing that like my legs were scratching. Honestly, I think I probably had like 30 bites of ticks. And I had a wedding where I was wearing like short dress. So it was like amazing that like it was really funny.
Oh,
My
dear.
legs were like lots of spots and you can
Oh,
actually
no.
see on the pictures of the wedding. So it's quite funny.
Makes
Oh
a good
my
story
goodness.
though.
Mm.
Oh my goodness.
Makes a good
Wow.
story though.
Yeah, definitely. Have
Wow.
you had one? Have you had one, Dane? A
No,
tick?
no, I haven't.
No, I haven't myself. I've taken thousands of wildlife, like thousands. But in terms of me, I haven't had one. Our son had. He was actually hospitalized because of it.
Oh wow.
So yeah,
I
he
didn't
spent
think
5
they
days
go
in
on humans
hospital.
for some reason.
Tick?
Oh,
I think
Yeah.
the
didn't
ones
know.
in Australia, they are like those like the one
Mm.
in Brazil. Like I'm from Brazil, so in Brazil we don't have. Normally, it's just a normal thing. Like I grew up having ticks all the time when I was a kid,
Oh wow.
so it was just kind of like it was kind of normal. But we don't get that really bad one that paralyzed you. I think.
Paralysis tick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those ones. I think if we get it, they're
Yeah.
a bit more rare. I would say.
Okay. Yeah. They are rarer here, but bush ticks are common, and then you've got paralysis.
Oh,
Suzanne says none on her, but her family's dog had one. She disappeared for 3 days, spent the time in keeping her body temperature down.
Wow.
Yeah, lucky that she survived it. Yeah.
yeah, I've
Not
heard
good.
of it on animals. I actually didn't think that they go on humans, but that's quite interesting. Another thing to think
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, Ben actually he had 5 days in hospital.
Oh, no.
And that was because of he had the tick, but radiating redness that went out the entire length of his. So it was massive infection. So he had to be on a drip for 5 days.
Oh wow.
But yeah, overseas they talk about ticks carrying Lyme disease, which is a big topic, and they say that they don't here. It's very controversial because a lot of people say they do, and it's one of those areas. But yeah, don't get bitten by a tick.
Something to stay
in
away
terms
from.
of guinea pigs. Yeah, definitely. In terms of guinea pigs and what protects them, revolution for puppies and kittens, that's one of the advantages of that over Ivermec, is that it actually prevents ticks. So it covers them for those.
Does it kill
So
ticks?
no, it just prevents them. They won't go on the
Oh.
animal. So
What if the guinea pig
Ivermectin,
had it?
if it had one at the time,
Yeah.
Just take them off.
I just remove it. And the way to remove it is actually to freeze it. Again, with that video, when you see it, there's lots of comments in there, people saying put oil on it, just pull it off. But when you disturb a tick, it can actually release toxins into the victim. So you're better off freezing it, which is an instant thing, to freeze it instantly. Then it won't do anything, then pull it out. But it makes you wonder, though, if you're holding the guinea pig and then you bump the tick, obviously it's disturbed anyway. So, you know, I don't know. That's the latest thinking on how to remove them.
Okay.
But, you know, given that you've already discovered it, you would have touched it. So, yeah, don't know.
I think they say there's certain ways. Like I've seen videos. I don't know how I came across it, but I saw like videos of people removing ticks from like bigger animals, so like turtles and reptiles where they're in like the crevices, and they just use like little clamps on them, and they just clamp them in a certain way, and it just makes them let go, and they yank it off. So I don't know if that's a technique, or maybe because it's less harmful to a bigger animal, but yeah, it's
well,
interesting.
Reptiles are a bit different, though, because they're cold-blooded. So anything that's going to be injected will really slowly move around their system. And most of them can tolerate nastier bites. Like if you think about some of the lizards and things that exist, they have a high level of bacteria resistance because they often have huge levels of bacteria in their mouths and so on. So they're not as vulnerable as mammals are. So that would be the reason why, and we just pull them off. And you wouldn't want to freeze the whole body. I've seen blue tongues, and I've pulled 50 off one blue tongue that was sick, and you can't freeze the whole animal. So in that instance, you just take them off. Yeah, that's the process. But for mammals, definitely freeze. Hi, Chantel.
Oh, Chantel's on. Hey, Chantel.
Hi, Chantel.
Says she can't hear anything.
She can't hear us though.
We can all hear each other. We can all hear each other. Hopefully it's...
People are commenting to us, so I assume they can hear us too. So
I think everyone can hear us.
Could just be her own setting, maybe.
Yeah.
Chat.
Lynn, how many guinea pigs do you have yourself?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
They're all Lynn's.
They sort of are, aren't they?
They're all Lynn's.
They're all here. They're all here. While they're here, they're mine. If I had to put a number on it, I would say 7. I mean, definitely my 3 boys. They will always stay here, and I know that Chantel's in the background there. That would never have Brain go anywhere else. So Brain, Nip, and Pinky are a trio, and they're really good buddies. There's another trio of boys that I've got here that I'm really sort of hard pressed to leave. One was dumped. I don't think I've even put their stories out. One was found under a car in Redfern, and so there's this trio they're just gorgeous together. So yeah, not sure. We'll find the right home for them, or we won't. It doesn't sort of worry me who's mine, who isn't, because the homes that we find are ones that I know are great homes, and I'm happy for them to go to, because anyone who adopts has more time to give to guinea pigs than what I have on an individual basis. So I look at that and go, that's great. Like, they're going to get cuddled all the time, not some of the time. And so permanent numbers. Yeah, I put it at that.
Janet just said Lynn loves them all like her own.
Yeah, that's for sure. My gorgeous sister out there.
I think this was interesting question.
Oh, I remember.
I think Tam asked, can guinea pigs catch fleas off the cat?
No. And that's a really good one for Google, because if you Google fleas on a guinea pig, Google will tell you, yes, guinea pigs can have fleas. Never in my life ever have I seen a flea on a guinea pig. And I've seen thousands of them. So, it's not something that happens with them, but it's really interesting. Just Google it. And it's like, Google, hang on a minute. So in theory, fleas they reside on cats and dogs. They take blood from an animal. I don't know why it is that with guinea pigs that we don't find them on there. We don't find nests of fleas on guinea pigs. I think if there was somewhere that was really extreme, like we did a big rescue. It would be over a year and a half back, which was very extreme. And I actually contacted the fellow who dealt with the clean of that rescue to ask. I actually said, did you see fleas? Did you actually? And he said no. So I was, it's really fascinating. But no, I have not seen them on guinea pigs. So when you have cats and dogs, oh, Jenny. Jenny has sent a
Janet.
super chat. Ah, now that means I've got something really exciting to play for Jenny. So hold on just a minute, because I've completely forgotten about this. So, okay, stay tuned, everyone, because I've not done this before. Let's have a look. Here we go. I'm just going to take you guys off screen, because I think I'm just going to pop you on. Not sure how to do that. Hold on. Hiding a couple. And this is for you. Yay! Thank you for the super chat, Jenny. Did that come across, everyone?
Yeah, I saw it.
That's adorable.
You know what, Lynn? I am very thankful that I do not have the speakers on, or my guinea pigs will start joining in.
That's for all the guinea pig lovers out there. So super chat, thank you for you, Jenny. That's beautiful. Yeah, so we've got a few more surprises when we do lives like this to come. That was number 1. So I'm glad it worked. That's good. Could you hear it okay?
Yep.
Oh, I heard it.
That was our very first super chat. Yay!
Very nice.
Paradox says, oh, I know. What's that?
They were saying they were having a debate with someone about cheek pouches, like squirrels, if guinea pigs.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'm sure everyone here knows the answer to that. So, yeah.
They do.
Do you have any babies at the moment, Lynn?
We actually don't. We have 2 piggies on pregnancy watch, though, that were the dumped ones at Camden. So no news from there. But we do actually have no babies at the moment. We have a couple of relatively young ones that came with the big lab release, which was literally a week before we went into lockdown. So there were 3 girls in that? Was it more? I'm trying to think now. 3 or 6 girls, young girls that were only 10 or 12 weeks, who are now sort of 4.5 months. So they're relatively young.
Well, one of the guinea pigs.
Pebbles, the girl we got from you, is the lead, and she starts the weeking. I wonder how many piggies started weeking when they heard that sound.
Like I said, that's why I was glad I was on headphones.
Nothing quite like weeking piggies.
Yeah, except when they think they're weak, they're gonna get food. So you can't encourage them to do it.
Yeah.
No, you week harder. So Dang has been here on a few days when we've had not adoption days, just helping with different piggies that we've had here with nursing, holding, nail trimming, things like that. So not all help occurs just on adoption days. And I guess that's the beauty also of volunteering and looking at different times and what can be done. There's often lots of things you can fit into and help with, which is great. Paradox says she heard the fridge back door packet already. Oh, then she'll start chomping. Absolutely.
Yes.
Chantel, are you going to join us? She's out there. I'm not sure. She might join us.
She did say hi from Team Kobe before.
Yeah, I guess with volunteering as well, you mentioned it, you touched on it a bit before. I think it was Suzanne touched on it, was learning. And because we get such variety of guinea pigs that come in on the big adoption days, we have those that got a message there, chat disappear. Not sure what that means, Jenny. Is our chat still live? I think it is.
I think when you put it on the video, it says the special vid made my chat disappear, something like that. But she liked it. She said that was awesome.
Oh, you were the first, Jenny. Thank you, the very first. Try again, Chantal, the one at the top of the stream. So the one at the top of this stream, there's a link there. Maybe we can put that link down there again for Chantal. Hang on. We'll do that now. So, because the stream's quite long. So coming back to learning about guinea pigs with the adoption days, we get such a variety of guinea pigs coming in to visit, and with health checks and being surrendered because they're coming in as well. So it's that variety that you get to learn and look and see different things on. Every adoption day is different because of the types of issues that come up, and it's a great environment to learn with as well. Hopefully, I mean,
and learning, it means more quality life for your guinea pigs. Learning how to see the signs when they're sick, or even treating them better, or giving them the right food and stuff like that. So that means longevity for your guinea pig, I assume.
Definitely, yeah. And the video that's coming out in the morning touches on that, because Jefferson was not eating. He eats all of his food. Jefferson's a big eater. But in the video that comes out tomorrow, I actually take you through what I'm looking at in the middle of the night and what's going on, then to show you the problem, which is what I would never thought I'd do a video on. So that in itself is good value. But so learning things like that, until you see it, you often don't recognize it. A bit like the tick, until an animal's picked up, so many times problems are down underneath the animal. And people think they look great on top. They're furred, they're eating, they're moving around, but actually they're masking something pretty sinister underneath. So being really familiar with your animal is great.
One thing that I noticed on one of my... Oh, sorry, you go, Lynn.
No, you go. Yep.
Oh, no, one thing that I noticed in one of those 3 guinea pigs that it's with me, with Pearl, the white one. I didn't have I noticed that she creates some sort of a big fat thing underneath her chin, and I thought it was maybe there is an abscess or something something there. So I touched it, and it was all soft, and I was like, maybe she's just getting too fat or something. So I'm like, oh, maybe once we go back to Lynn for adoption day, I'm pretty sure I find out what is it, because it's just it seems like it's fat. But because I'm not used to it, the other guinea pigs I had didn't have that. It just looks a bit she eats a lot though.
Some pigs I think have a little bit of a double chin.
The same as on an animal.
Does that?
Julep. Yeah, a double chin effectively. With guinea pigs, one thing you need to watch out for there is if they drool or dribble and it gets sort of into those little rolls that they've got, then it can become more of a systemic issue with fungal and losing hair and becoming sore because they rub at it, red, inflamed, and settling that down can take a little bit of work. But it's actually just a dewlap, so she loves her food. It's really cute. I think they look cute with them. Tam Tam's asking about Jeff's feet. Tam Tam, watch over the next few days, because there's a whole series on Jefferson coming out, and you can see. Tam Tam asks, can she take a guinea pig out in the rain? What do you think, guys? I'll let the volunteers answer this one.
I definitely wouldn't.
No.
Generally, because if their feet gets wet, it increases the chance of like bumblefoot and stuff like that. And then, in general, fur would like wet
Yep.
fur could like lower body temperature, and I mean all sorts of things. Like you wouldn't send your kid out in the middle of a rain either. Like, so I think in general it's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, no.
What do you think, Alini?
Oh, I definitely agree with
No?
Justin. I wouldn't bring the guinea pig to the rain.
Yeah.
I would give them a warm
Yeah.
bath.
Yeah.
A
What do
warm
you
bath.
think?
I would give them a warm bath, but not
I
the
want
rain.
back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think there could be exceptions though? Like today we had a relatively warm day and then we had a sprinkle, which was just a sprinkle. What do you think?
I think if you have like a place where the guinea pig can cover himself, and then he has the option to go to the rain if he wants to, then I think it could be alright. You just need to make sure that when it comes the night, you make sure that your guinea pigs is nice and warm, because it drops the temperature in the evening. So, but if the guinea pig has something that he can cover himself if he wants, I think that should be alright. But if you just put it in him there with nothing, no shelter at all, and just leaving him on the rain, even though if it's sprinkle or no sprinkle or heavy rain or anything, I wouldn't do it, I think.
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. It's I would totally agree with that because during the day, if you've got a light sprinkle, if they've got something they can go under to protect them with, and then once the shower stops, light shower, not torrential in any way, that they can pop out and pop back in, that's fine. And you're monitoring them, it might be an hour's grass time. That sort of situation is monitored. If the ambient temperature is warm, that's a whole lot different to it being the dead of winter and a storm, for example, which is a never ever. So well done. Yeah. Guinea
There is
pigs are-
another question here about, can guinea pigs be overweight?
Yeah. If they have trouble breathing or walking or breathing, then they're too fat. Otherwise, no. That's a good answer. What do you think about guinea pigs being overweight? What do you think, guys?
I'm not too, to be honest. I can't say much because my guinea pigs just eat all the time, and I feel like they are always a bit chubby, but they're still moving around. And I see that Woody, for example, he goes running and popcorning like crazy for a couple of minutes, and then he is dead. He'd simply lie down, and he doesn't want to do anything after. If you try to move him, he would move to one place, or the other one to lie down. So I don't think he's fat, but he's definitely a chubby one.
Yeah.
I've got mixed feelings on this only because, well, most of mine I don't think have gotten to the point where, like, the way I see things is I've seen a lot of cases where someone will post a photo of their guinea pig and they're like, oh, my vet says my guinea pig's overweight. I think like, what do I do to put it on a diet? And I'm looking at the pig and I was like, that pig's not overweight at all. And like, there's so many cases. Yeah, guinea pigs are generally fat and round. So some people will get confused of that being overweight. I think in a lot of the cases, if they're fed the right diet and stuff like that, and they've given enough space to run around, it is very rare to be overweight because they will naturally just eat and run around, and that's how guinea pigs are. But I have seen the fair few guinea pigs that I would question whether they're overweight. So I definitely think there is a possibility, but it's rare, I think, if they're given the right like circumstances, like to eat properly and run around.
Yeah. Generally, they're pear-shaped. Yeah. So, Dane, what were you going to say?
Yeah, it is rare to see guinea pigs fat. Yeah, they just generally eat more in winter and less in summer, but yeah, as long as they're not breathing heavily or their movement is not restricted, I think it's okay. And like, if they have more weight and they do get sick, at least that would help them get over the sickness faster because it provides more energy for them as like stored energy, I mean. And especially when they can't eat much when they're sick. So
Yes.
it's not a bad thing, I guess. It's
Yeah.
rare. Yeah.
They're all really good points. Guinea pigs lose weight very quickly, but to gain weight when they're unwell is often a real time-tasking process, because quite often they've lost it so dramatically. To regain that takes time. So it's better if they've got a bit of weight on side. Should anything happen, they seem to do better than if they're already compromised with not having any weight on them. So it does help them. They should be pear-shaped, so their head area is smaller than their butt area. So if they're that shape, then generally it's okay. The biggest guinea pig we ever had come here was 1,800 grams, and that's a huge guinea pig for Australia by Australian terms. And his name was Fluffy, and he was literally as round as he was, he was literally like a dinner plate size, and he did not walk. He was a male guinea pig, and his toenails, I've got video of it somewhere, but his toenails were like corkscrews. I don't think they'd ever been cut. They were all corkscrews, and he just sat and ate. That's all he did. So in that instance, it was very unhealthy because he didn't want to move around. And of course, when guinea pigs aren't moving around, they're of course peeing and urinating, and that's going on the substrate under them. And then they start to get a bit of humidity there, and then fungal follows. And, it's the starting point for lots of things like urinary tract infections. And so if they're not moving around, that's a big indication that something's probably not quite right. So if you've got a guinea pig that looks bigger, has that shape, but they're moving around getting their food and they're popcorning and they're interactive, they're not overweight. It's really for the ones that are sitting still, not doing anything, that we have got issues. So
Yeah.
Suzanne's comment's good. Sorry. Thank you.
where's Suzanne's
Yeah, my
comment?
vet said not to give my guinea pigs unlimited pellets, because they can just eat pellets non-stop, and that puts on a lot of weight.
Yes.
Especially the low quality pellets, which is just fillers. And my vet was just like, just make sure they only get a moderate amount every day. So in terms of pellets, you gotta be careful with pellets. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, we recommend a tablespoon of pellets for a guinea pig, a tablespoon. It's not much, is it? But yeah, if they're eating a lot of pellets, they can consume it very quickly. And do you know what I discovered only a few weeks ago? But a particular brand, I'm not going to name it, I'll probably do a video on it later, but it's a particular brand of guinea pig pellets that for some reason they all have to rinse their mouths after they consume it. So the water bowl is absolutely full of this pellet. And it's I'll have to film it so you can see it, because to me, I would think that doesn't look right. So I'd actually ward off that particular pellet for sure. So I'm going to do a bit more research on it, because it's quite a well-known one, but they were all rinsing their mouths out. All their water bowls were full of this pellet, like to the point where it was almost looking like a critical care. So
Wow.
very strange. But yeah, pellets they can gain a lot of weight with. Jake says a third of a cup of pellets. Yep, it's a bit more than a tablespoon, but roughly in that area. Yep. Yeah.
So with the pellets, Lynn, my guinea pigs, every time they eat pellets, they drink so much water. Is that like normal? All the guinea pigs does that?
No. And
Really?
maybe it's the same brand that I'm thinking about. Have a look at the color of the water after. I don't know.
Oh, no. They drink from the dripping?
Mine drinks from a
Oh,
bottle
drink
too, so I'm curious to think if it's the same one as mine too then.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
can we
thinking
say a
actually it
brand
is,
here?
guys. I'm thinking
It's
it is.
the one I use is a very common one, so if Lynn's saying
That's
it's
why
a
I'm
very
not
common
saying it
one,
right now. I'm thinking it is. But yeah, all of them were rinsing their mouth out, like literally the water. It's like, what's going on with the water? And it wasn't just one cage, it was 30 cages. So so I'll do more on that. I'll film it and then we'll see. But it just didn't seem right to me. I guess if you consume a lot of food very quickly, you
just
do
dry.
become thirsty.
I
Yeah.
assume if it's just more of a trend of like a dry food in general, like
Yeah.
if we're gonna eat cereal or something by itself, then our mouths are gonna get dry. That's what I would assume could
Yeah.
You'll
be the
want a lot of
reason.
water after.
But
Yeah.
because I'm assuming if it's not good for them, they wouldn't go back for more. I don't
Oh,
know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you never know. But yeah, the ingredients on most of these known brand ones are roughly the same sort of ingredients anyway, so I wouldn't think there would be too much of an issue. Maybe it is
oh,
just drier.
I don't know.
I
The one that
Yeah.
I got for my guinea pigs are brandy. So
Oh, I'm
even
not.
though
That's
they
not
are
mine.
always, oh no, they are big brands. So
Mm.
and they usually like they are meant to be really good. So yeah, I just
Mm.
find really interesting that every time they eat pellets, they drink heaps of water. Like
Yeah.
pellet, water. That's the
Yeah. I think it's the mass load of dry food all at once and then drinking.
Mm.
One of the big issues with guinea pigs is if they stop drinking, because the water is really vital to flushing through everything that they consume. But then there's also being able to identify guinea pigs that drink too much because they could have things like diabetes on board, or kidney issues. So, there's a balance that's there. Yeah. So when they consume pellets, they can consume a lot. So watch what they're doing with the water. So I'll follow that up again for you. So we've got Chantel saying only get fresh veggies and fruit from the grocery store. Yes, Jake, your girls look fantastic. The video that you put into the group was wonderful. They look gorgeous. I saw them the other day. Paradox, you are getting us all curious and concerned. There'll be more to come on that, actually, because what I saw was really, really interesting. So, Chantel, recommend Hubble Barn rabbit and guinea pig mix. Yeah, they're actually a really good mix. Absolutely. The piggies enjoy that when they try that. So Hubble Barn out near Penrith, if you're in that area, support Hubble Barn, which is great.
Well, see, what I noticed was, oh, sorry. Sometimes they're like, because with some of my cage setup, sometimes the food bowl's not right next to the water. Like, I don't see them purposely trying to go out of their way to go get the water while they're eating the pellets. But if I put it next to them, they're just like, oh yeah, I'll get some water, I'll get some pellets, I'll get some water. But when I don't put them like directly next to each other, I don't see them going out of their way to go, I need to flush my mouth off. So that's something interesting too.
Yeah, because if they're able to consume lots of fresh vegetables, the water content is higher, so they're less likely to drink water. And that's, I see that as a bit of an issue in that natural grasses tend to have a higher fiber to water ratio than a lot of the fresh veg. So things like cos lettuce, for example, it's really quite watery by comparison. So if they're not drinking as much water because they're getting vegetables, they're not flushing things through as much. And that also has an impact on things like calcium, because calcium, it's, and we're getting into a whole different discussion there, because people talk about what's a calcium diet, what isn't a calcium diet. But at the end of the day, all animals need to consume calcium, because you can only build your teeth and gums from that. And your body needs to be able to expel, and it does expel the excess. But there's a lot of debate around the water levels that are necessary in order to flush that through, that if they're not drinking enough, they're not flushing enough of it through. So if they're eating more of green, fresh vegetables rather than a grass and water combination, they're not getting that flushing. They think that's an impact on calcium absorption. So it's, some fascinating stuff. But
learning every day, isn't it?
absolutely. I mean, yeah, when I think about how things started in rescue 20 years ago, and even here at Cavy Central, we had a very different setup then, because we were catering for numbers in individual cages, and they were around the place in different areas. It wasn't the shelter as you know it. But the problems that we had back then were things like metal cages people were using and wire on floors. They were very common. rabbits in with guinea pigs, this sort of thing. Whereas now it's changed a lot, and we're looking more at their diet and the real specifics of things like calcium and intake and salicylates and all the impact that that generates around them. So it's changed over that time, which is good. It's good not to see those metal cages anymore.
Reminds me of. Sorry.
For sure.
No, you go.
Yeah, okay. It reminds me of those comments on. I'm on a wide range of Facebook guinea pig pages, and on some of those pages, you always get that one comment from someone who's a bit older, and they tend to go, "I had guinea pigs 20 years ago, all in my backyard, just eating nothing but this and that," and they're like, and they all lived fine, and I'm like, yeah, but is that the best care? Just because they all lived, like, can you really say that was the best care? It's like us. We were all like, for example, I don't know, like smoking or something. Smoking when it first came out, everyone thought completely fine, but obviously as we learn, we realize it's not the best for our bodies. So like, I would see this as similar things. Obviously, if you're going to learn more information, you want to give your best to the guinea pigs. It doesn't mean that what you're doing will necessarily instantly kill them, but if research says it's not good for them, why give it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think there is a
Yeah,
lot of
it's
more awareness as well, like from people, like in terms of animal and how to deal with them. Like before, they were treating just as animals. Nowadays, you see that they have personality, they interact with you. There is much more that humans understand out of the animals. So they kind of like you have more people aware of it, so I assume that it's for better as well. That's why you change from being like from the metal cage to a really nice and soft fluffy stuff in the cage. So yeah.
Yes. Indoor
Mm.
cages weren't even around back then. They didn't exist. CNC cages didn't come in probably about 8 years ago is when they started coming in. So, you know, things have really changed over time. Even products have changed. You know, the pain relief we use now with hemp and different products is different to what we used 5 years ago. Um, you know, things like Debrazole, which is absolutely brilliant. And I really feel for people who cannot get a hold of it because it's here in Australia and not available overseas. But that product is amazing with guinea pigs and their care. But we didn't have it 5 years ago. We didn't know about that 5 years ago. We used things like peroxide, 3%, which was used on abscesses. So, you know, there's learning and transition, which is good. It helps these animals, which is we have to keep moving with that. And talking like this, having discussions, and hopefully every Tuesday we'll do this with different people and different groups that we can really bring to the table a whole lot more that people need to be aware of and different ideas they may not have heard of wherever they are in the world. Mrs. Volve, hello. What does she say? Sadly, the knowledge was really bad in the past. Yeah, definitely. And look, guinea pigs were seen as a very disposable animal. They still are by a lot of people. And there's always been this issue between how much a guinea pig costs and what their care value is going to be ultimately. So a child may have brought home a guinea pig from school and their family hasn't really considered them a pet because they didn't think about it or plan for it. So it was just this animal that joined them. So it didn't cost them anything. And quite often they attach a monetary value of 0 to that because it was given to them. So there's that sort of thinking we're changing because there's still an animal that's in their care is deserving of the right care, medical advice and information. So we're hopefully moving forward with that where they're not thought of that anymore, or we can certainly speak to people and try and help them to see the value of these gorgeous animals in people's lives, because they can live to be over 10 years of age. You know, little Snowy, he was nearly 11. He was an old piggy. So
But
Mrs. Vol.
it can be quite costly as well if you don't have the help that you provide, Lynn. I think like if you really want to take care of a guinea pig properly, if they come sick, like specialist vets and normal vets, some like they can be quite costly, quite expensive, and some people, because they got the guinea pig for free, they might not have the money to spare for the guinea pig. And that's the hard part, and that's
Mm.
where you make a big difference doing those adoptions and health check days, especially for those people
Yeah.
that can't afford the proper vet sometimes.
Yes, we do that for nothing. We make that available so we can help people. So when they're available, people do hook into that, and it really does help a lot of animals, which is great, and helps people too, because I've had a lot of people say to me, how can you do that? This is a Sunday and you do this to help people for nothing. And I'm like, how are you doing this? But the reality is it spreads, I guess, in the community, shares information. It shows that people do care, and that, if you help someone, I think it comes back to you ultimately. I do.
We
Call
all
it
love you,
karma.
Lynn.
I don't know. Sorry.
We all
Agreed.
love
know.
you, Lynn.
We have such a great time of it together. So it's you just do what you can, and I think if more people did more, what a great place this would be, wouldn't it? So, but yeah, we do give those Sundays are pretty big Sundays for sure, and Saturdays when we have them. So Mrs. Volve had a comment. Sorry, it's gone up the chat area. I'll see if I can
I
find
think
it.
it was my childhood pet had small cages and colorful pellets. It's horrible now that I look back at it.
Yeah. We had a guinea pig. I had a guinea pig when I was young. And I have no idea what happened to the guinea pig. So I was very young. I was 4 or 5. My sister actually told me, she said it was your guinea pig. I had no idea it was my guinea pig. So, I was very young. I don't know what happened to the guinea pig, but, forward many, many years, we're doing a lot for guinea pigs now. So things have changed. And we lived in the country in Bathurst as well. And that guinea pig lived outside. But people didn't know back then. My parents definitely didn't know. But the weather in winter in Bathurst is freezing. So, you're not alone, Mrs. Volve. You're not alone.
Lynn, I think I'm gonna have to say goodbye.
Yeah, I think we're getting late. It's like 9:34,
Ah.
so we should probably wrap it up for everyone. I think. But let me just
I
say a
was going
huge thank
to.
you to you all, because I appreciate all your help and all the volunteers that are offline, as well as those on screen. Thank you, thank you, thank you from my heart and from all the piggies here. And we can't wait till we have an adoption day again very soon.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yes, when?
End of the month. End of the month. We'll be starting very small, but yeah, it'll be a stepping into process for us to make sure it's all okay. But yeah, before too long, hopefully we'll be back to a way of doing what we used to do really well.
Well, we know 1st of December is going to be officially everything's open, so
yes,
that's at least one day we know will be all open.
Yes. Is that an official thing now?
I think so, because that was when unvaccinated people would also get the restrictions removed. So I would assume that means everything will be open. Assumption. No one quote me on that, please.
But it's a good
from
thing.
my understanding, yeah, that's when like restrictions will be easing for both unvaccinated and vaccinated. So as to how much opens, I'm not sure, but I think
sleeping. Sorry.
1st of December, I think most things will start being pretty much open. I'm pretty sure.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, it won't be too far away, that's for sure. So thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. And thank you to all the volunteers that hopped on. And Suzanne, you were on earlier. And thank you, those that we can't see here. But we will be back next Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, for another chat. And we have another exciting speaker coming. So I'll keep that one a secret until I pop some product confirmation. Good night, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye,
Thank you, guys. Bye now.
Thank you.